right, it is After Dark with Daddy Freeze and the Lobsters. And we've got Lobster Zika in the building. Say hi, baby. Say hi. Why are you looking sad? All right, Nene.
Hi, Lagos. Good evening, Lagos.
What about Amal? Can we see Amal?
Yes.
All right, and all her Ugandan beauty?
Yeah.
All 2 tons of it? And that's just measuring from the back. All right. Anyway, quite a lot of stuff going on today, and we're talking about parental influence when it comes to children getting married. At what point do we draw the line? Now, there's a story somebody shared. So I'm going to try to deal with this story, and I want us to address this from a very mature point of view. We're all grown-ups. If, at least in the studio, there's no one here that's not of marriage age. Even La Boomba behind the camera is of marriage age. Problem is, who's going to marry him?
That's the one question.
You understand? Amal is of marriage age. The problem is Nigerian clubs are going to suffer. Who's going to drink the champagne? Anyway, on a more serious note, a friend of mine told me that her father stopped her brother from getting married to a girl he wanted to get married to because in the girl's family, they didn't have sons. Meaning, the girl had all sisters, no brother. Now, all the sisters all had daughters, no sons. So because of that, the father said his son should not get married to that lady. Now, although I believe in parental consent, and I believe that parents must be regarded the highest respect a human possibly can, I'm also aware of the side that the scriptures say parents must not tempt their children. I do not think it is excuse enough for a parent to tell a child not to get married to someone. You see, if they had madness in the family, for instance, schizophrenia or all those things, I know abroad you won't be allowed to marry into a family who has that. But I know quite a few people who married into those kind of families, and
They're all right.
they're all right. They know what they're getting into, and they prepare themselves, do you understand, for it. Now, I think it was unfair on the girl. Because imagine, this is where guys are scum comes from. Imagine I've been dating NAOMI, and I've been telling NAOMI how much I love her, you know, and I've been spending a lot of money on her, like 8,000 every single month. you know, Naira.
Excuse me, Daddy, please.
Sorry, I upped it. It's usually 4K. You know, so I've been spending money on her. She believes she has a husband. She's telling everybody that she's going to get married. Then my father now says, because of something she can't control, of something that I consider absolutely worthless, why are you giving emphasis in 2015 to 2018 or 2010 and above over the placing emphasis on the male child over the female child? I know this happened when we were growing up. I remember one of our neighbors, he had 4 daughters. I knew I was going to get his second wife. I was so sure.
Yeah.
He had a 5th daughter. I was like, oh my God. Then he had a 6th daughter.
He didn't pay the hospital bill.
No, he was paying. I was just very sorry for the woman.
Oh my God.
One day I just heard that he had twin boys.
Wow.
Outside.
My mom was now like, man, I say, can't we have this in Nigeria? I have 6 daughters. When would he not go and have a child outside? I was expecting his sins. The guy even wasted time. But you see, that was the 80s.
Yeah, and I think that was because those days women were trained to keep homes, men were trained to take over their fathers. But we're living in an age where women can run a company as well as men. So you don't necessarily hold a male child over a female child. I don't know why we're still stuck in that zone in Africa.
I don't know, but I feel like we're still stuck in it because at the end of the day, a woman is going to leave her father's house and bear her husband's name, but it's the son that's going to remain in the family, right? And
I
carry
think
the
that's an
family.
illusion or a delusion of grandeur.
When I get married, my father's name is still going to be there. I'm not going to lose my father's name. So if there's anything I need to run, I'm still
Listen,
going to run.
even if you change your father's name, you are still your father's child.
DNA doesn't change.
DNA
But
doesn't
you're not going to
change.
remain in your father's compound or in your father's house.
Who
and-
remains
Who
in
is
compounds
No,
in
like
2019?
not compound per se, but if your father has, if there's something in your father's side, right, you have to do. You be the one to front it. You be the one to take care of it. I mean, I feel like that's why Nigerians, I mean, most cultures want male children, right?
But you see,
Because
it puts.
the
Listen.
moment you get married, you become more of your husband's family.
Now let me ask you a question. Do you think that man was justified?
Well, I wouldn't say, I don't know, but I wouldn't say for certain that what he did was.
No, choose a side. Choose a hustle, Naomi.
Pick a side.
Is he right for telling his son not to get married to a woman who doesn't have male children in her family?
Well, it depends. If
No,
if
it doesn't
the
depend.
guy
Yes
is,
or no?
If the guy is the
You
only
don't have to
son,
say yes.
Yes,
or
the guy
no.
is the only
if the
son.
guy is the only son,
Exactly. If he's the
then-
Yes, the
only
guy
son.
is the only son.
and if he's Igbo, for instance, I would give it to the father. Because of course
All right, guys.
it's almost like what.
All right.
It's
I want to say a
tradition.
prayer for Naomi.
No, that if he's don't say that prayer.
In the mighty
That is-
name of
I
our
rebuke
Lord
it.
Christ,
I rebuke
may the man that you want to marry,
I rebuke it, though.
may this man that you want to
I
marry be an
rebuke
only
it.
child.
Not my portion.
And may the father tell him not to marry you because of male children.
No,
Let's
wait,
hear
I
it.
have-
Why are you
wait,
rebuking it?
I have two brothers. In my mother has twin boys, so of course there are boys in my family, right? And nobody's gonna tell me that,
Marriage
okay?
application.
But he might just come up with. First of all, that if he's
No,
I don't
I'm
want-
praying for you.
Don't-
Say
don't
amen.
make that prayer
You
for
see,
me.
women, as far as
Don't
I'm
make that
concerned,
prayer for me.
women are women's greatest enemy.
It's not about being greatest enemies.
But wait,
Daddy,
Naomi,
please.
I have a question. Who is responsible for the birth of a male child? Is it the man or the woman?
Most
There's nothing like most.
Who
Who is
produces
it?
a chromosome?
is the man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
so much.
So if you can't have a male child, it
It's the
is
man.
your fault.
It's your fault. So you can't come to me with your is it X chromosome or whatever and you start blaming me.
Well, if the woman does not,
I
feel
think we
like
should
the
listen
father-
to Lobsters Zika. Now. Zikito, what's your take?
That if it's
Talk.
a situation where the guy is the only son, and then the woman he wants to get married to, he discovered, or the guy's father discovered that in the girl's family they just have just
Male,
girls.
entire
Please, he's an
family,
Igbo
no
man.
male.
This is my only son. I can't just tell him to go ahead and get married to this girl, and at the end of the day, he won't have.
So
his
the
child,
guy
a male
should break
child.
up with the girl.
The guy himself.
You
no,
understand?
I'm
I'm
asking.
sorry,
That if
we can
the
understand
guy
where
himself
the
would
father is coming
understand
from.
what his
Okay,
father
okay.
wants
The
to
male
do.
Now,
child
is the
assigns-
girl going to understand where the father is
The girl
coming
should
from?
understand.
The
if
girl
she's
should
Igbo.
understand.
Yeah.
All right, let me
She's going
pray
to be
for
hurt.
Zika
She's
too.
going to be hurt.
Just a
but
few weeks to your wedding.
God forbid.
May your
I
husband's
have
father
brothers.
decide that
I have
because of
brothers that the
he
free-
does. I'm praying this prayer for you now. It will happen to your fellow girl.
God
That the free
forbid.
this thing
Why?
is
That the
Igbo
free
stuff.
no.
This
It's
is what
evil stuff
Igbo
and
man
it is
do.
right.
That
No,
if
the
even
father
if it's
says
not right,
it
you're
is
just
right.
trying to save your son. Seriously.
Save your son from
Yes.
what?
Save your son from all those kind of things. Not
Oh,
having a
which
male.
kind? Not having a male
Oh,
child.
Not having a male
Hold on,
child. You need
first
to
wait.
save your son
This is
from
actually
me.
it's
This is
Because
actually
everybody-
on
that
the
if
radio in
as-
2019.
as- if the guy is the only son and then he gets married to this girl and then he doesn't have a son, that's the end of the guy. If his father dies, he will continue. What if the guy dies? That's the end of his. With the girl.
The end of what?
That's the
Yeah,
end of the
you
man.
live
With
in
the
it.
girl,
Okay.
take-
So
take all those
Barack
things.
Obama that has only 2 daughters.
That if
This is
he's
the end
not
of
like-
it.
you
This
can't
is the end of
compare
it.
that. You can't compare this
You
one.
can't
You can't
compare.
compare.
That's why we're
culture
not
is
moving
different.
their hand, because
It's
they're
not
stuck in
no.
their
This
culture.
is Africa,
There's nothing
this is
wrong with you
Nigeria,
having your
this is
culture.
Igbo
Okay,
culture.
culture is
You
important.
can't
Okay,
do
we
that.
cannot.
Culture is
Everybody that
important
is in
for
Yoruba,
slavery.
Let me
in
tell you,
Yoruba,
okay,
land,
let's
they have
give our culture.
they have
Obama
cultures
our
that
culture.
if you even you say that if you may not even subject to it or
Zika,
all
wait.
that.
Let's leave Barack Obama out of this. My family,
Let's
we're
just
two
talk
girls,
about
only two girls.
Africa or
No,
even
no
Nigeria.
guy.
Let's leave the
So now, if someone comes and tells
White.
me that I can't marry you because you're only girls in your family, are you mad?
No, but imagine the
I-
heartbreak. You see,
Daddy,
I'm
please,
praying
excuse
for
me.
that kind of
You
heartbreak
said something
for
about-
Naomi and
No,
Zika.
please don't
Getting
pray.
married.
Why?
Don't say
You,
that.
you
how
with
that
your
is
own
that
mouth,
I teach
you
the-
said
your
it's
sister how
okay.
they
No,
do
but
all-
that's a different case.
No, it's
your
not,
father
it's
and
something
sister.
similar
No,
to
because
that.
no, it's
and you told me that I don't even know your sister. Your sister will probably work out because she even know more than who is trying to teach
no.
her.
I say that what she's talking about is in my culture. Usually, when you're getting married, your father's sister sits the bride down and teaches her everything about sex, and that was because then the girls were virgins.
This
So
is
the
now,
aunt,
right?
yeah, the aunt had to teach, but now it's not as useful anymore because
The
most
bride
of-
will teach
yeah,
the
it's
aunt.
Just
That's why I said that's the wood workout. So you're actually
That's
proving
their
my
own
point.
culture. That was
Yeah.
their own, and it still exists till dates.
But
Right?
it doesn't
And
count.
she talked
If
about
it's
it, so I was like,
optional,
would your
it's-
sister go through
I
this? She
feel
was
like
like,
we
no,
can
no, no, that
excuse
But
sister
you
will just
cannot
work
compare
out.
that culture
Yeah,
to
to
this
a male
wicked
child.
culture.
That if you-
This is
That's
wickedness
what
to
it is.
women.
wait. I
It's
feel
what-
like we can excuse the father because looking at it from where he's
Now,
coming
hold
from,
on a second. If the son says, Daddy, I'm not going to listen to you, I'm going to go ahead and marry this girl, do you count that as disobedience?
I don't. But that if you say he said that is your friend, what did the guy say?
Huh?
The guy, what did he say? Did he go ahead with the marriage or did he?
The guy broke up with the girl.
Okay.
And we
why?
are not friends again till today
That
because
is-
of that nonsense.
It's a choice.
Why
and a
did he break up
decision
with the
that
girl? Because he
made.
understands that if he continues with this,
No,
he
because
probably
in
will have
Africa,
his
your
own
parents-
child.
your
What do you
Male
need a
child.
son for? What do you listen? You see, we need to upgrade our
Please,
mind. This is
Igbo
what
land, please,
this is
they
what
do
we
need
did.
son.
Listen, hold on. This is what we did, and the colonial masters came and took us as slaves. We have cultures that are wicked.
Well, in
This is
now,
an example of a wicked culture. Let me tell you something. When you hear Nelson Mandela, his name is never going to die. You know why? Because of what Nelson Mandela stood for. A name like Bob Marley is never going to die.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Not because he had sons or daughters, because of who he was. I think emphasis needs to be placed in this generation on you becoming great, not
But-
you having children.
but
Yeah.
Daddy, please, I don't think you can.
Oprah
call-
Winfrey
I-
doesn't have a single child. Are you saying her lineage has stopped because she doesn't have a child? Is Oprah not the first black woman to cross $1 billion?
Thank
Is
you.
Oprah not the richest black woman on earth?
You're
is
all waiting for
is she
black
not?
people.
Wait,
Do
but
you
it's not
understand?
that-
Is
it's
Oprah
not
Winfrey's
everybody that
name
says
going?
if you get married and then you don't
Hold
have
on,
a
hold
male
on, hold
child,
on. An
I
average
will
village
feel
man.
good because I will have a
feel
child.
Hold on, an average village man
you've not gotten
that
you've
is
not
in
even gotten
poverty
to that place,
and
so
has
you wouldn't
20
say.
children and 20 grandchildren, is he better than Oprah?
But not everybody can be an Oprah, right? Not everybody can break those grounds.
But you can be a Nelson
So-
Mandela. Why don't you focus on achieving something? You can be a Wole Soyinka, you can be a Chinua Achebe. I think we need to
I don't-
demystify this male child nonsense.
I don't think it's okay to say the man is wicked because he decide or he wants that his children. Will
I
have
think it is
male
wickedness.
children.
It's not
I think it is
It's
wickedness.
a choice.
No
It's a
wickedness,
choice and it's a
If you're
preference.
saying
Like, if
say
you
no,
don't
He
have
should
a male
prefer
child,
a
people
male
that
child
have
for
a male
himself.
child,
people
Listen,
like
hold
you
on.
are happy.
Hold on, hold on.
Right?
Listen. I think your right as a human being ends in your personal life. For instance, now, I will not marry Zika because Zika cannot have male children. I think that's my prerogative. That is my choice. It is what I'm choosing. But for me to tell my son not to marry a woman, because I think that is me overstepping my boundary
Yeah.
as a father.
Because are you going to be there for the rest of your son's life,
Life.
making him happy?
Let me tell you what
But
happened to
your
my
parents are
cousin
supposed
in
to help
Romania.
You make
Hold on.
decisions.
Would you
Let
be
me
the
tell
one
you what
that would
happened
go
to my
and
cousin.
now you're going to get married to?
Not
Would you be
for
the
your
one that
life.
would go and
Maybe
check
not
everything
totally.
about the girl, her background and all that? Your
Hold on.
parents will still help you.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Let me
help
tell
you
you
when
something.
you
something.
don't make
Decisions
decisions.
for you.
Help
for
me, but don't
Yes,
make
you do.
decisions for me and don't stand in the way of my happiness and don't come and dictate to me. I'll tell you my cousin's story. My cousin in Romania. He's half Hungarian. His father didn't want him to get married to a Romanian girl. Do you understand? He had issues with Romanians. Now, this guy's in high school, meets this girl, love of his life. They start dating. The father fights it. Last, the girl gets pregnant. They have the child. But the father still does not agree for them to get married. So the father now sent the boy to Germany with his last card. You can see how parents can be wicked when they decide to be wicked. Sent him with his last money to Germany, to one of the best schools in Germany, just so that he'll stay away from that girl. Now this guy goes to Germany, marries a woman in Germany. This girl marries a man in Romania, has an extra child. The guy has 3 other children in Germany. 2 years ago or 3 years ago, the guy broke up with his wife in Germany, and this woman broke up with her husband in Romania, and the 2 of them came and got married.
Gang.
Soulmates.
Yeah.
So listen to it. Won't it have been easier? Look at how you complicated their lives. I've seen this play out over and over again. A parent will choose a wife or a husband for a child. The child will go there, will do the marriage grudgingly for 5 years to please their parents, and then come out and follow that person where their heart is.
That's why most people are in very unhappy marriages.
Yes.
Because they had to end up marrying their parents' suitable partner, not their suitable partner.
I don't pray to be a victim of anything like that.
Then
but
don't
sometimes,
join.
Daddy Free, sometimes people like we're not
How can you pray for something you are allowing a woman, your
exactly.
fellow woman, to suffer from?
Some parents can foresee these things, okay?
Foresee what?
Foresee what?
Foresee these things.
Foresee a male
foresee
child.
these things.
Listen.
Yes, Daddy Freeze, they can.
They can foresee male child.
Yes.
Not foresee male child, but
Zika,
They can.
I pray that this happens to you.
Daddy Freeze, you can't have.
I will
No,
pray
but
for you
I
every
can't-
day
sometimes-
that it happens to you.
Daddy Freeze, aren't there times that you've seen that you see somebody and you can just tell that this person might not just get what they're looking for, or the
Let me tell you the gift that my
foresee
parents gave
certain
me.
things, right?
Let me tell you the gift my parents gave me. My mom is a professor of law.
Yeah.
My dad is a doctor, a medical doctor. If my parents had insisted that they would choose my career for me, I'll be unhappy. My parents never chose my relationship. I show up with a girl, I say I want to marry her, my parents say okay. And they support me. And when the marriage is not working, I show up to them again, I say this marriage is not working. They say okay.
What next?
What next? And I show up with next, they say okay. What they're doing for me is they're allowing me to be a master of my destiny. I can never look back with bitterness to my parents.
And Naomi, to answer
Never.
Naomi.
There's nothing my parents have done that have made me captive. Nothing. They supported me. It's your decision. Of course, they're going to give you that 1 week, 2 weeks of no. Are you really sure? Is this what you really want to do? They're going to put everybody's supposed to. But the moment they realize that, look, he's really serious. This is what he wants to do.
But then
It's their duty to support me, not to bend me to support them.
And also, it's different from a parent telling you that I think this person is troublesome or has a bad character. It's different from them saying you can't marry this person because they can't have a male child or
That's
whatever.
totally off.
It's different. So a parent, if my dad came and told me, I don't think you should marry this man because he's troublesome or he seems psycho
how
or
is it
something.
different? How is it different?
Because
No.
that's
That
character.
male child is
And
is
do you think
you can't even fly it
How
abroad.
can you say it's different that your father tells you
no,
you can't
if
marry this
my
person
father
because
can't,
of a
because
bad
you
character?
cannot tell
He's
me
not the
a
one
man's
that's
You
going to
see,
lead
let
you
me
to
tell
that.
you, your
No,
father
you
cannot
know,
tell
it's
you.
like people have
Hold
died
on, your
for
father
people that was
cannot
like
tell
that.
you not to marry
people have
someone that has a
well
bad
died in this kind
character.
of-
He
People
can
can die
only
for not having a
advise.
male child.
Yes,
Exactly.
Sorry,
That's
Daddy
why I
Freeze.
seen. You've not
Daddy
even
Freeze has
seen.
died from not having a male child.
Now, listen, your father.
Like they go to Igbo land
Zika,
and see what
people have died of not having male
I'm
children.
not saying me. People. Daddy Freeze,
You know me,
people.
you are list. You are number one on my prayer point list. This thing must happen to you in this life.
You
Should we take
Moreover,
phone calls?
the man
Daddy
in
Freeze, should we take
question,
phone calls?
the man in question
Hold on,
is
hold on.
not even wicked for this.
Hold on. All right, let's take phone calls. Let's take phone calls. We've got so many phone calls. 2710969, 2711969, 2712969, and 2713969. Go ahead. Hi, darling. Go ahead. What do you think?
NAOMI, you guys need to wake up. I don't understand where somebody will be making decisions for you. Most of the people that are married today and have probably went based on family pressure, this is who I want you to marry. You can't marry a Christian, you can't marry a Muslim, or you can't marry somebody from a certain type of tribe and whatnot. I think that's part of the reasons why we are not moving forward in this part.
Thank you.
You need to wake up, make your decisions. Your parents can advise, anybody can advise. Listen, when they tell you, do this, do that, you listen. But it's your choice at the end of the day. I had my own experience, which was pretty bad.
Share your experience, please. Share your experience.
So I got engaged, and
Okay.
then I had a daughter with my ex, and we were planning the dates to get married and whatnot. And to find out that this guy impregnated another woman, and I come from an Islamic background, and everyone is like, oh, God accept this, forward, whatever, accept your destiny and whatnot. And my parents, my dad married just my mom. I don't understand the politics that is played in polygamy or whatever it is. They let me I made my decisions myself. They asked me questions why I was settling for the decisions I decided to be. So they asked me questions. They wanted to make sure that I knew what I was doing and whatnot. And I said that's my decision and it's final. They didn't even question it because, if you're an adult, they need to let you make your decisions. They have trained you to the point where if you know the difference between what is right or what is wrong, and if you know when to say yes or no, I think you'll be good all the way.
Thank you so much. Let's take one more quick call and go to a break and come right back. All right, well, you know what? Let's go to the break and come right back. The topic is hot. 96.9 Cool FM. Welcome back to After Dark with Daddy Freeze and Lobsters Zika, who we're having a special prayer session for. She's going to experience what that girl experienced.
I can't experience that.
Why?
Please, I don't think it's
Kasha's
fair
bad
to
that's
make
in
that.
her
Why is it not fair? The girl, you see women, you are your
It's
own
not
enemy.
our
Please,
don't
it's
say
not
it
true.
like that. Don't
Daddy,
say it
please
like
don't
that.
say
You know what?
We
Let's take phone
all
calls. We have phone calls coming through. All right, hello. Good evening. Go ahead.
Yes, this is Stefan calling. On this topic, I would say that it was wrong of the father to say that. The father should put himself in that girl's shoes.
Thank you.
I had male daughters, and then the daughter came home and said, one man's father said this to her. What would he do? You put himself in her shoes. You can't say because the girl came from a home that has so many daughters, then you now say, oh, your son cannot marry her. It's your son that is going to pregnant her. It's the one that's going to put the chromosome in her. Whatever it puts in her is what's going to come out. So she's not God that she will now say, oh, if you marry her, she won't have sons. And all those things of those days where they will say, oh, that if a lady goes to marry another man, her father's name is wiped away. So it's the son that remains. What if you have a son and then you have daughter, at the end of the day, your son becomes a rascal and maybe becomes a nuisance in the public and the daughters that they won't do well? What do you do?
I've seen many instances like that. Many.
I'm telling you, so we're not wrong of, like, for me, my own personal experience. Like, when my mom was discussing about marriage, people were telling me, oh, don't bring an Igbo man to my house. I don't like Igbo men. I don't like the way they behave. Just like, I don't know what it's tribalistic, but I said, see, I'm dating an Igbo guy. You're going to be fixed this day. I'm going to bring you to your bed. There's nothing you can do about it. If the guy says he's going to marry me, at the end, you cannot come and tell me, no, because it's from the east, I didn't marry him. So that's not a criteria for marriage. Your tribe or you being from your home where you're only the criteria for marriage. So I just feel that the father was wrong for saying that, that's all.
All right, thank you very much. The numbers to call are 2710969, 2711969, 2712969, and 2713969. The story is a guy had to break up with his girlfriend, his fiance, wife-to-be, because his father said the girl's family don't have male children.
If it goes south, you see, I hate it when parents turn out to be right. Do you know that trauma you have to go through? And when time they come to the house, they're like saying, "Hey, we told you," all those kind of things. I have an experience based on the fact that, you see, they went to pray in 3 different places. They said it cannot work out. I know the funniest part. Immediately that revelation came, I'll call it revelation, things started going south for me. Like things started getting negative, things started getting false. Like it was not looking so true.
What is
Yes,
Olodo.
now in support of him. Please continue.
Finish, Jare.
Oh, reasonable guy.
What's reasonable guy? Hold on.
Reasonable guy.
You see. Like I was saying earlier on, and I'm glad he mentioned this, one of our biggest problems, apart from our unlettered and unscholarly religious point of view, is our culture. I'm going to take religion, for instance. Religion gives life to issues that are lifeless. I'll give you, if you put to Google the word ensoulment, just type it on your Google, ensoulment, and read what Wikipedia gives. It's going to throw a lot of light on something. So click on ensoulment and click on the Wikipedia teaching on it. Now, just go down a little. You see, in the time of Aristotle, I want to read this to you guys. In the time of Aristotle, it was widely believed that human souls enter the forming body at 40 days, or 90 days for female embryos. Okay? And if you continue reading that, it says, I'm looking for exactly what I wanted to show you. Yes. Aristotle believed the fetus in early gestation has the soul of a vegetable, blah, 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 blah. Now, Naomi, are you with me?
Yes.
Follow me on this. Among Greek scholars, Hippocrates believed that the embryo was the product of male semen and a female factor. But Aristotle held that only male semen gave rise to an embryo, while the female only provided a place for the embryo to develop. A concept he acquired from Pythagoras. Now, this is what the Pope in those days based their theory of ensoulment on. So religion was based on something that has, in a male and female relationship, is the woman only providing a place for the male embryo, that the father brings everything. Is that scientifically true?
No.
But this was taken as a fact. That is why a religion, do you understand, can tell you that this woman is not going to have any male children, whereas the person that brings the chromosomes for the male child is the man. If a woman doesn't have a male child, it means the man does not give her a male child.
Yeah.
So it means in the female in her family, right? All the
it's
women
coincidences.
have been with men that has not been given them.
Yes. So now, instead of you guys to wake up and blame the men who are not giving the women male children, you are blaming somebody who gives you a template.
How is it that they all meet those kind of men, though? So how is it that they all meet that
Good.
kind of men? So there's a possibility. Yeah. Anyways, we need to hold our thought on this.
All right, we're going to go on a time check real quick and round off when we come back. All right, so welcome back, guys. We're rounding off officially now. This has been a very beautiful topic. Now, if you cast your religious beliefs aside, let's look at reality. Religion tells you what won't happen, not what will happen.
Is this really religion?
It is, you see, because she's supporting that a pastor saw and a man saw. You just said it now. That this guy said,
No,
okay, what was the guy saying? That three different pastors have a revelation. Hold on, let me ask you a question. Are you better off having only one daughter as Oprah Winfrey or having 7 failed sons? I've seen families. Listen, I know a former deputy governor who has 2 sons.
It happens, but then
and
you
the 2
don't
of
know
them,
what your child will become from. I mean, you can only hope and pray and wish.
So
that
why
it
don't you
becomes that.
hope and pray instead of looking? Listen. If you don't have any son, do you understand? And you have Oprah Winfrey as your daughter and you're an Igbo man, let me tell you something about the Igbo people. When they tar the road from the express to only your house, and they build your house on top of every other person's house, and there is helicopter landing pad on top of your house that your daughter is going to use to see you. Trust me, sons will weep.
You'll be
There's
like,
still some.
"Son, who?"
There's still some Igbo men that would still have that kind of daughter and still want a male child.
And then, sorry,
It might be
them.
a cake, but that's what is happening in Igbo.
Yeah,
land.
but then get it yourself. As he's seen, listen,
And he always
hold
believes
on.
that
As
he
he
has
has
a
seen
son.
that his son will not give him a male child, he should take a second wife.
Daddy freeze.
Yes.
Well, not everybody.
He wants
not
it.
Everybody. Not
So
everybody
why are
wants
you
a second
pushing
wife.
your son? Why are you
Not everybody
pushing?
wants-
Oh,
But
he
then
doesn't want
do you-
polygamy, but
do
he
you know what
wants
I think?
another girl to
He
suffer.
wants his son to stay unhappy forever just because of
Let's even
something.
forget about his son. His
no,
son
no,
is him
no.
and his son. I'm talking about the poor girl who they put through this. I don't care about the
Daddy,
man
please,
and
then
his
do you
son.
Away from religion and culture.
I
making
pray
this
that this thing
decision.
happens to you or the
I
two of
also
you.
think that
No,
it's a matter of
Why don't
choice.
you want it to happen to you?
can't
So you're
just
happy
make it
with it
normal.
happening to
It
another
can't
girl?
happen to me.
No,
Daddy
nobody
freeze.
said
You know,
this.
you know,
Nobody
for-
said
okay.
For an Igbo guy to accept to what his father said.
away from culture and
You think you can
tradition
actually
now,
stop
okay?
him from getting married to that girl?
Daddy
Probably
freeze.
there are other things that he decided that he
It's
accepted
conspiracy.
to everything
Away
that his father
from
must have
culture
said.
and tradition now. What if it's his personal choice? Because if the guy actually didn't want any woman or anything
Now,
that is going
if
to
he
disturb
wants to
his
have
plans
male
of having
children,
male
he
children.
should give the woman male children.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
having the idea that she's from
Thank
a
you.
family that none of the girls have ever met any man that could give them male
Male children.
might
Why are you
be
even talking
scaring
like
me.
idiots?
No,
As in
it
you
might be
guys
some
are
scientific-
literally talking
no,
like
it's the man.
unscholarly people.
No. Yes, the man is the one that puts
Daddy
the
freeze, don't
chromosomes. But then there
forget
are
that
some things
even
that
in the girl's family, some of the girl's sisters are married and they don't have male children.
that means they
still
all
the
never met.
man.
That
It's
means
still
they all
their
never
men's
met.
fault.
So why didn't the men put male children for
Go
them?
and ask them and their fathers.
Daddy freeze, that's why the guy don't want to be a victim of it. He should
Victim?
leave. Yes.
As in, a woman
might
is
be
actually
some- it might
saying
be
not having a
something-
male
it might
child is a victim.
Well, the man might.
I am officially fed up with this generation.
It's in the
Daddy
melting
freeze.
XY.
Uh-uh.
The woman has
Let's take calls. Let's take calls.
It just
And
might
sign
be
this
a
off.
matter
I
of
just wish the other guy could call.
All right, calls coming through. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody, friend.
Yes, good evening.
Yes. Good evening. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, quick one. First things first. I think the guy is still breastfeeding because if your dad is not giving you pocket money, how the hell will you tell him what to do?
Thank you.
What's that?
Reality check.
Yes.
That's the same thing that happened to the guy in Romania. He was still collecting money from his dad, so he had to answer it. The moment he could fend for himself,
It's not
he
true.
went back to what he
No,
wanted.
there are people that can fend for themselves but still let
No.
their fathers,
That's
their parents
that's their
make
mindset.
important
They-
decisions like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. But means he never liked the girl enough.
Exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm
Because if you
saying.
like
So if you
someone enough,
don't like a girl enough, why lead her on to the point of
Exactly.
near marriage?
that's the lie some people tell them.
Do you know in India that's considered rape?
Thank you.
Well, that's the lie some people tell
It should
themselves.
be a law in Africa.
There are people that don't even know they don't like someone enough. If I like
Exactly.
a girl enough,
Yeah.
and I feel and someone is telling me something I don't want, I'll get her pregnant. Stay close.
Don't forget, for the guy to even accept that, he actually considered what his father said and he worked towards
And that's
it.
because he also wanted a male
Male
child. And
child.
he doesn't want
And he
anything.
doesn't
that
Then
is
he
like-
should give
No,
a
no,
male
okay,
child.
Daddy,
No, but he also
doesn't
wasn't
know what he would
informed.
give
But
and
he
what
was
would
informed.
be the outcome. That's
Listen,
why he doesn't
idiots.
want
Yes,
to be
he probably
involved.
wasn't informed, and he doesn't want anything that will spoil
Daddy
his
Prince, you have
chances.
seen the girl's family,
doesn't
he has
want
seen the
anything
girl's
that will spoil
sisters
his
and all that. And
As
he
in,
doesn't
I
just
can't
want
believe
to
you
be
people
part
are
of
talking like
this.
this.
I really can't
Daddy
believe.
freeze.
But you
There
guys,
are
it's
people
a
who
fellow
believe
woman.
in
It's a fellow woman
spiritual
actually saying
and all
it.
of these things. Okay, if there are people who believe.
Listen,
in all
listen.
of
There's
these
nobody that
things.
believes about
Spirituality.
spiritual more than Nigerians. After Afghanistan, we are the second most praying nation on earth. We are also close to Afghanistan in
But
poverty.
Daddy Freeze, if we say, for instance, that he decides not to get married to a woman, not because of male child now, maybe for some other reason, okay, and he sees that he probably, maybe he will not be able to get a male child with this woman, or she's not the kind of woman. Would we now say that's selfishness?
No, but he has made decision on.
He has made decision
on his own.
on the male
Okay,
child
but
issue.
when if the father points out that look at this family, or we've seen it that there is no way, even if you have the male chromosomes, whatever, there's no way you can have a male child from this family.
No,
And yes,
it does. There's nothing. There's
not
nothing
work like
scientifically like that.
doesn't
That
work
is
like
you
that.
people in your
Yes,
in
But
your.
it still
being
happens. Those
informed.
things still happen.
How?
It still happens for the girl. What of the girl that?
Why
the
didn't
girl-
you go and learn? Why didn't you go and learn how to fish or farm? What did they send you to school for? If you can come out and say this nonsense you just said,
Daddy free.
as in your education,
This
go and
thing
collect
still
change.
happens. It still happens.
It happens.
As in they are
but
owing you
on
change in
what
that school.
basis?
Which
On
one is
what
on what
basis?
basis?
Did you do
This is
integrated
because
science?
this
Just
is
said
Hold on, did you do
Nigeria.
integrated
Because
science?
this is
The man
Nigeria,
is
we
a
have people
chromosome.
all
All right,
a
let's
lot
take a
of
final
things
call
in
and
this life.
round off. Hello. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, you see, Daddy Freeze, you know, we tend to really and easily dismiss things when it's not really happening to us or happening to someone very close to us. What if the guy goes ahead and marry another wife and is not even able to even give birth to a female child, a child that's born? People go to fertility clinic looking for children and if only
Let me tell you, you pray for those kind of people not to have children for 15 years. Then any child God gives them, they will worship that child like idol.
I
Yeah,
don't
80 years.
I don't even understand. In 2019, they're still preferring a male child.
When we have women
2019.
saying, oh,
All right, you know what? That's as far as we can go. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Join us again tomorrow. It's going to be an awesome ride. After Dark with Daddy Freeze and the Lobsters.
princesses.
Who is princess? You are lobster. Good night.
Good night, Lagos.